Stop whatever you are doing, folks, and sit up in your chairs because Swatter is out for blood. He's already found Jar, and he's fighting for Eonix's chance to get into losers finals, where Eternal are waiting for them. We are underway. Edgar, how's it looking?
Okay, well, we're not looking at a whole lot right now. Swatter was blinded by those firecrackers right there, so no issues here. Finding the Adam very early here, quite a strong play, just going to be getting that hit off very clean. And yeah, that chase was almost instant before we could even react already on the Adam. Interesting choice that Swatter's running the rank for here, so going to be pretty happy about, you know, not finding that Renato first. He's going to be applying some more pressure. I find the Brutal a very interesting pick. Obviously, Blight is in to just kind of shred through Palace by his lonesome, so bit of an interesting choice, just trying to maybe get rid of some of the smaller loots, ones where the geometry aren't quite as good for a Blight to work around. But now being taken to Shack, more time going to be burnt off the clock here. Does have that corrupt for a little bit of slowdown, not quite able to get the hit connection there. But the chase has been taken in the corrupted gens here, which is, you know, a pretty heads-up play from our Adam.
Yeah, it's a brave chase, and it's going very well for Jar so far, but Swatter is going to commit for this. Like you said, brutal strength. He's going for the chase build. He's ready to do some damage. You know, he can't have as many slowdown as he would like because he's a tier 1 killer. Some of those perks are banned, Jar camping that pallet, and he's doing really, really well here. Chasing in the corrupted area, meaning the rest of the survivors can get on with the gens without being interrupted. Brilliant fundamentals as he drops this fella, but this one's going to be tricky. Very difficult to play against the M1. Tries to fake out the planet the first time. Now is going to vault, and Swatter can't react in time. He's got his rushes, but he's still not using them. Jar is buying amazing time. The bloodlust does kick in, and they should be going down soon. But Jar is just juking him left and right, and eventually goes down. But what a first chase from Jar.
Yeah, Swatter just going to rely on a little bit of bloodlust there. Wispy just chilling in the corner over here. As we see, gen progress has gone exceptionally well. Two going to be popping very, very quickly off the back of that first hook. And yeah, Adam going to be finally hooked up. He's actually going to be going in the basement here. So that's going to be a bit of a rough one. Going to see how long Swatter wants to be staying here. Ideally, you wouldn't have lost those two gens before you get this initial basement hook, but it looks like Swatter's just going to be kind of chilling in the area anyway. I think kind of trying to sniff out that someone is nearby to try and get this save, but still, Wispy just still hiding very well behind an entire block of tires for some reason.
Yeah, Tremor were ready for this. They've set up this from the very beginning. You don't want to do too many gens on one side because you can end up 3-genning on Azeroth's resting place. That's kind of the main part of the map. But Wispy ready. They planned this. He's got the sprint burst. He can go down, unlock his deliverance, and then if things get a little bit dicey for Jar, if he ends up getting tunneled out, Wispy has For the People and Unbreakable. So I'm sure we're going to see some teamwork coming in there. Jar now heads round and is going to drop the pallet. No, uses his extended borrow time, natural borrow time to get off the hook, to go through the window, and now Blight's going to be chasing him down. Ooh. He goes down straight away. He's on a pallet. Now, how does Blight play this? He picks him straight up, but in comes Wispy, who's going to deny the initial drop. And Jar, okay, it's not basement, but he's straight back on the hook.
Yeah, crucially there, didn't actually go down directly on the pallet. Jar moved slightly out of the way of it, and that made all the difference. Swatter able to get that second hook there just as quick as the first one. Yes, Jar is going to be taken right back off the hook, and yeah, For the People is going to be there. Wispy going to be the new target, but you're not even worried if you go down so quick, Wispy. You do have the deliverance, and yeah, that is going to be the gold pallet drop pretty quickly on, and just turns it right around, juking Wispy into a position there to get the hit out. Maybe going for a little bit more pressure onto Jar, but a fair amount of distance has been made now. Never mind, Jar not the target, going to be Ronnie instead, caught with that one there. Interesting, Swatter hasn't really been able to make any use of this Pop Goes the Weasel here, so not a lot of gen regression coming through, but I guess you don't need it because it's these three that haven't really been touched, and yeah, actually not going to be, didn't end up committing to, you know, Wispy, just going for Ronnie instead, spraying out a little bit more pressure while you still can.
Yeah, well, Swatter's a very experienced killer, right? They used to play for Team Sequence back in DBDLeague Season A. I'm sure they're going to be aware there's a good chance Wispy has got deliverance. They're running For the People. Wispy uses Unbreakable there. Not really someone you want to be hooking at this stage, given your first chase was so long. But I want to crucially point out as well, Wispy now the Obsession. So the Rancor chance on Ronnie has gone, but Jar, crucially, seemed to slip away.
Yeah, that could be another reason. Yeah, exactly. Well spotted. That could have been another reason why I decided to switch over to Ronnie, because obviously now you can just insta-kill the rank target. Why even bother with hooks if you can get the kill at the end as a guarantee for you? Going to be utilizing his very well. Wispy going to be avoiding taking that hit for quite a while, and every single second that Swatter spends in this middle portion of the map is going to be stressful. This is the 3 gens, maybe end all 3 gens. Azerov's is a map well known for it, so it's just going to be a whole lot of looking at these gens, locking it all down. Brutal there to maybe save a smidgen of time with the kit. Probably not the ideal use for it.
Yeah, definitely not the situation Swatter wanted to find themselves in. We said a little bit before in the campfire chat that with Blight and Billy coming up later, some very technical killers, and you want to end your chases quickly. That first chase was just far too long for a Blight in losers semi-finals. Zaphis gets hit first, but that's okay. He's a new survivor. He's got plenty of stages on him, and the survivors are going to be looking to try and get all gens done. That's the primary win condition. Zaphis goes down rather quickly, maybe a little bit too quick for Tremor's liking, but they should be able to pump some good gen progress, given that everyone else is up and around this area.
Yeah, so wrong. Yeah, Swatter was banking on that far gen not being done, but it gets completed in that meanwhile. Does now have a pop go the Weasel, and as we do check around, the 3 gen is still secure. So definitely just want to be ping-ponging between these, as a Blight can do so effectively. He's actually going to be finding Wispy here, getting the hit off. Going to be seeing whether Wispy wants to be committing to his rescue or just kind of running away. Yeah, Wispy going to be committing to the rescue, as we know, has the deliverance, so not too worried about it at all. Swatter doesn't care.
Oh, the body blocks! Those body blocks are insane. He might have just run out of 10 seconds. Is he going to get it? No!
Not quite enough time.
He just escapes over the shack window in time. That was almost fantastic body blocking from Swatter, who now has to go after Wispy. As you correctly stated, has deliverance. No, he's found Jar. Jar crucially dead on hook. If he can make this one happen quickly, he could find a way back into the game, but fails to get that initial hit. And Jar is going to scamper off into the distance. Swatter can't chase that one. They're restricted this side of the map. This is where all the gens are. And yes, you were also right. Blight can bounce between these gens very, very well. Famously better than Nurse at defending 3 gens.
Yeah, better than Nurse, some things in sense. Yeah, Zaphis is going to be going down there. Did have the decisive strike. Going to be wondering whether that's still in play here. If it is, certainly not going to be used. Likely just got cancelled out instead. And yeah, just more pressure going onto these gens. Every single second that is spent dragging this fight over is more time to bigger gens. That being said, off goes the Weasel. Swatter now has to get to this gen very quickly. And yeah, Wispy recognizes that he's a prime target sitting on this gen here.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Oh, a little bit of spectator bug. That was a swing there from our killer. Ronnie does go down for the trade. Zaphis gets away, and they should be looking, if they're lucky, at least 2 survivors out. There we go. It pops. Adrenaline, not quite on any of the right players. We didn't see anyone change health states there. Ronnie gets picked up. Is going to be planted on the hook. But I think Swatter wants to go for more here, because Blight is the top 3 killer in the game. You've got to get more kills than just one. Off he goes, rebounding, trying to get some more stages in. Misses the flick onto Wispy, who darts into Shack.
Yeah, dying into Shack will happen there. Zaphis the only one who's injured, but not going to be found, unfortunately. And in the meantime, yeah, there's pressure here onto Wispy. But that exit gate, that is almost done. The body blocks are going to be coming in. This is going to be at least 3 people for the time being. Maybe just 2 in this corner instead. Never mind. Yeah, now they're just running over to the other exit gate, likely being pulled, likely going to be popped anytime soon. We do have an injured Zaphis in a little bit of a rough spot there. Can anyone come in for that body block, for that protection hit? Unfortunately not. Now it's just the question of, is Zaphis going to be saved? Likely not. I feel like it's just recognized here that Zaphis is going to be going down there. 3 are getting out. Swatter going to be getting what, 7 hooks. Yeah, 7 hooks, 1 kill there. But as we said, this is Blight. This is no Hillbilly. You're not happy with just 1 kill. So a little bit of a rough one there from Swatter.
Yeah, absolutely not. We saw Swatter going after Wispy, but I wonder if that's just because he was rank or tunneled. You got to remember, Wispy was the fresh hook as well, so that's going to be another 3 stages on. So yeah, maybe I've got to eat my words there. Not just a rankle, you get a full 3 fresh stages onto Wispy. That would have been massive, given the rest of the game was pretty disastrous for Swatter.
Yeah, very unfortunate there. We are going to be, so That is going to be a pretty good round there. That's going to be pretty strong. Don't go anywhere because soon we will be having... so just trying to get this right. We are going to be having Tremor's turn on the killer right after this. So we'll be back after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our semi-final match today. This is Tremor now on the killer, having the opportunity to take this one back from Eonix on their attempt. Not a bad performance, but not necessarily great either. 7 hook stages, and already Whiskey's taking slightly longer to get into a first chase than Swatter did last time, but so actually fairly good play from Survivors. Any amount of delay that you can get on that first chase is going to be crucial here. Vital seconds being wasted here for Wispy, just looking for the Survivors. Obviously, this is a very strong corrupt setup, basically just knocking half the map out entirely, but without any Survivors to chase, it doesn't mean jack.
No, you're right. We saw the reason why Tremor did so well on their Survivor side is because Jar took such a long chase at the beginning. And this is effectively it. When you can't find Survivors, it often can translate into it being a longer chase, even if you do well. Here we go, Wispy, your time to shine. We've been gassing you up all throughout the campfire chat. They've been doing so amazing throughout this tournament. Now it's time to shine. We've got the double speed add-ons once again, your signature Blight DBD add-ons, and we get the first hit onto Arushi, who can't make it to the pallet under the truck in time.
Yeah, didn't even see the Nia there. Fair play for Wispy getting that hit off. The fun bus is going to be not particularly fun here for Nia to play through. He's going to be going through that window there, expecting to go back, and oh, just about somehow getting that hit off. That's why we gas up Wispy. Obviously, time might be about even. Took a while to find the Survivor, but the chase relatively quick, especially at the bus as well. Pretty good play. Once again, no... Once again, just the pop goes the Weasel here. Again, very interesting that these Blight are choosing to run the brutal range. They probably know something a little bit more than us about it. Now has this pop as the cross goes down and starts a little bit of early gen pressure, and also finding the ace in the corner there that may not even need it. Has an injure, has a hook right there. Has a pop on the back foot. Wispy is sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, gets a little tag onto Hunchkeeper, but he's not going to follow it up. He wants the damage with his pop, and going to chase now. Arushi, I think we saw running this way, and we're going to see trails of blood. Not sure just yet, but he's bouncing from tree to tree, trying to find the one onto Nia, and he's gone a little bit too far, overextends, trying to get the flick around the corner, but that gives Arushi distance, and crucially, used up all 5 rushes, so Arushi can buy this a little bit more time, and then decide just to hold W to the next fill-up at it. Really well played. Now, I should stress, it was a pretty unlucky spawn for Wispy. Couldn't find the Survivors for a while, which means they could crack on with gens, which is why we saw that 4th gen going, and how we use a pop on a high percent gen. Now, trying to place Jack. Arushi doing a fantastic job here, but gets found in the corner. Wispy not going to be caught napping, and goes down, and we're going to have a hook in the basement. Oh, it's the S!
Or we're not! Yeah, or we're not. Decisive strike, and this is the play. It's actually pretty convenient because, I mean, if you're Wispy here, yes, any hook is good, but this is the rank or target, and instead DS is just going to be hitting there to deny that a little bit longer. Obviously, Wispy in an ideal world would have got someone else to be breaking the pallet. The strangest time, Rushi buying even for a second, but will all be for naught in the end. Is going to be going down, likely going to be having a basement hook if desired. Whether it ends up opting to go for it, no, not quite. Again, doesn't mind having Arushi on the backbone to kill in the end game. Instead, is going to be looking at exacerbating this gen pressure on this side. Likely not even going to be bothering with the other side of the map if they can.
I thought that gen, when we saw Sasua on, was going to be the one to pop, but no, it's the one on the other side of the map, and that rank up was big information. We can see the player lining themselves up for save, and they've probably got the save perks on them, so it's Hunchkeeper who gets caught just a little bit lacking, unless the Survivors are ready for this, and they are just 400 IQ big brain. We'll have to see in just a few moments to see how the perks run out. Hunchkeeper not able to get to the pallet, and we can actually slug this. We don't know if they've got Unbreakable. We'll have to see if this was the plan from our Survivors. But Sasua gets spotted as well, and all of a sudden Arushi seems to be in a bit of a spot of a bother in the basement. No, they get saved.
Yeah, it's somehow going to get saved, but now you've got 2 inches. You've got a very angry Blight coming back, and yeah, that's going to have to be for the people coming out from Swatter. But maybe this is part of Whiskey's plan, because now you have a very convenient target to kill in the end game. Obviously, you're just going to take the hook if you end up bumping into him like this, but yeah, the more times this obsession switches, now you can tunnel out Urushi with, you know, no real concern about potential lost Rancor value instead. So some would say lucky, some would say calculated. The point is, there's a new obsession. Wispy's going to take advantage of that. I'm going to briefly pop over to this side of the map just to get a little hit in. Unfortunate whiff there. Could have been absolutely disastrous for Sashua. Right now, only 3 stages caught out for Wispy. Needs 7. Needs at least 7 here before we can go tiebreakers, and then 8 could be 8 probably just what you're aiming for, if anyway.
Yeah, 8 kills and you will have done it because of your fantastic Survivor performance. So we just need, 5 more stages in order to secure this win condition. But as we were saying earlier, the Eonix are an experienced team. Sassuel almost proving not, as they almost got caught out around the pallet, but they were just able to scamper away in time. I do want to just mention, by the way, if you can hear big booming noises in the background, we are both UK based. We are not being murdered. It is the 5th of November, your little UK holiday, so don't worry about your casters. We're in perfect health. Can't say the same for Urushu, who's been found and is on death hook and now running for their lives.
I mean, of All Hallows Eve, right? So why wouldn't there just be fireworks explosions going off in the meantime? To go for the game, nice stun there. Not actually going to have the pallet broken there. So really nice timing from Survivor there to just like a little bit of very simple tiles. Going to be working out once again. Urushi avoiding the hit. Yeah, life away is going to be all happy, and now a bit more gem pressure is going to be coming out. 2 going to be pressured out here, and it's going to be Hunts going to be caught there, running away, and just eventually going to be going down without a whole lot of resistance.
Yeah, there was an interesting locker. I don't know if that's a spectator glitch, if they accidentally hopped in and out of a locker, but they hopped in and out, got hit, and then immediately went down straight away. So it sounds like a little bit of a misplay there from Hunchkeeper, who wasn't one of the players we talked about with a lot of experience. They blunder that one just a little bit, and Wispy gets some free pressure, and crucially, another pop goes the Weasel on that mid-gen.
Mid-gen, but may not even know how progressive necessarily is. May opt to use that instead. May opt to not use it at all. Run straight into that one. You almost see a look of confusion coming out from the Blight there as a pallet gets slammed on his face. This is not what he went to medical school to learn about. He went to medical school to learn about beating up Neos, and it's just going to be carrying on that. In the meantime, Urushi, again, a very dangerous target here. I do believe he's dead on hook, so going down here wondrous.
That's huge. They get a spinner now.
Yeah, they get to a filler pallet. Obviously, not necessarily the greatest thing in the game, and is just going to go down anyway. But still, precious time that is being bought there. Every single second counts. Cannot emphasize that enough. Wispy realizes this. Not even going to be considering getting the hook there. Just has to pressure them off this gen, and is now in such an awful predicament. You love to have your pop goes the Weasel here, and with that gen in the corner going off, yeah, you are struggling right now if you are Wispy. You need to make magic out of something here.
But at the same time, you've got big info on where a lot of the survivors are because of the Rancor. Yes, fine trying to keep around this filler pallet, but we still need a few more hook stages for Wispy to secure this. They had a fantastic survivor sign. I'd be surprised to see him blunder this now. That's another one on, and another guaranteed one on Hunchkeeper if he decides to camp it, but that won't be enough. He has to go for more. Rancor lets him know the position of most of the survivors. Down goes Sasua, but I think he's still going to be looking for more. He's going to hook this one on. That's going to be 6 stages secured. He needs 2 more in order to win it.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting here. Has to get this hook very quickly, but it's going to be taking just a little bit too long, unfortunately, and survivors having time to heal up, and that is not what you want. Is they can get to the hook? Yes, just about. It's going to have that hook stage.
Hold on a second. Sasua's fresh hook, right? So
it's going to be capped out.
Yes, but it's difficult to camp out players like this. Swatter can't really come in for anything because they're Rancor. They're going to go down instantly. We got 2 other players to come in. Hook grabs are no longer a thing. This is going to get tricky, and the door is not too far away. I wonder how they're going to play this one out. Obviously, they have to go in for the save, but how are they going to do that? is yet to be known. Wispy then just patrolling and doesn't want to go and try and find
Everyone
a
heals
healing
up.
spot. He's decided to play this out for the end game, believes he can get enough stages. But if they save Sasua first, that's still only 6 stages, and if someone else can die instead, they could just secure 7 stages and play for the draw. But we'll need to see, work out how many of the other survivors are fresh. Here we go then. Ace is the first one to arrive. Nia alongside. Rushi takes the hit, runs straight away. Wispy decides to go straight after Arushi, who plays the window vault. They have life, remember. That would have been used to get some extra distance. There they go. Swatter is there.
Body
He's
block
exposed. But no, he's sprint burst, trying to bait out a whip. In comes the rock, and Arushi goes down. Oh, the four people! And it's huge! Oh, what is that? From Tremor. Sorry. From Eonix, they've got me out of the seat. I just stood up, I lost my voice. That was one of the biggest plays ever for the people at the perfectly timed moment. You get the endurance now, and they get out. What a clutch from Eonix.
And we were talking about 7 stages being at this point for them, and 6 stages there for Tremor on that killer side. And it was such a strong start as well. But at the very end there was that middle gen. It wasn't pressured quite enough. A little bit too much progress, and then a textbook double save came out from the side of Eonix. And then at the very last second, when you think maybe a 7th stage can be secured, maybe something else can be figured out based on fresh hooks or something like that. No, for the people, out on your feet, just tremendous play.
I'm still out of my chair. I cannot believe that performance. We had We're Gonna Live Forever, the crucial perks. We got it on screen now there if you want to have a read about it to see what it does. But crucially, it gave Nia endurance. She could escape. Eonix must have gone into that one and Doctor Stranged it, saying there are 14 billion possibilities and one where we all get out and win the first set. And it happened. We just had the pleasure of witnessing it.
Jesus, that was absolutely tremendous. We are going to be going away for a quick break now as we do see Eonix going 1-up in this series. Going to be Hillbilly on Ormond next, so don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back with you, and hopefully that map can deliver just as well as this one did, because if it does, we've got a game on our hands.
Have nerves got the better of Wispy? We're going to find out here on Ormond Resort with Hillbilly, because that was a pretty good win condition to play for. You just had to get 8 stages on Blight, and with Wispy, they've been a phenomenal killer throughout this tournament, but they only managed 6 stages. A huge upset there, and Wispy now trying to redeem themselves. Hillbilly bolts back and forth over the long wall pallet gym and is looking to get this first down pretty quickly onto Sasua.
Certainly mind gaming something here. Obviously, we do have the, who would have thought, the speed add-on and the low pro chains just shred through those pallets, no issue at all. Bamboozle as well, pretty mandatory pick as well. Time is being bought here for Sasha. Did get injured by a low pro chain. This is a pretty rough pallet to play against those chains specifically, because it's all in a straight line. You don't really have anywhere to go. Won't have anywhere to go anyway. It's going to be chasing a circle around that loop. And that's going to be a pretty decent first down here from Wispy. So Corrupt is going to be leaving pretty quickly. That is not the survivor. That's not the survivor, friend.
Get wrecked, Wispy. Got duped by Sasua while Sasua was on the floor. I'm pretty sure that was cut loose right from Sasua. We heard some bolts back and forwards without the noise notification. I'm pretty sure they are running that perk. But nonetheless, they go down in a pretty decent time here for Wispy. Billy, it can be difficult. It can be difficult to get your downs. I know they've got a big scale chainsaw and they can move quite fast. But at the end of the day, if the survivor's holding their positioning right, watching your chainsaw over loops, it's very difficult to catch them. And you've just got to rely on your fundamentals. But if there's one person who can do it, it is Wispy. As I can't say it enough. They have been so good throughout this event. I'm sure they're not going to let that last game phase them.
And Wispy has a pretty simple position here, because that was a very early down for a Billy, and yes, you lost 1 gen, but you have plenty of time to catch Sasua. Definitely at least the second stage, if not third, should you so win. You know that you have almost a guaranteed 3 hooks onto Rushi, provided you catch them out as well. So that's 6 hook stages, kind of in the bag, and this kill, no matter how efficiently these gens get done, Sasua can go to first stage. It's likely she's going to get camped for second instead. See if that does go. Yes, it will go off. Is actually going to be finding the Rushi right now. A pretty decent position for Rushi here. try and make some magic happen with the low pro chain, but unfortunately, Urushi just a little too quick on the feet there. Make their way over to another tile here. This window here could be a problem. Instead, opting for the fill-up power. Instead, the Whiskey decided that he's out of time.
Oh, yeah, the pre-drops are brutal, and so is the overheat mechanic when you're traversing across the map. Very, very almost ticked over there. But this is the kind of gameplay we see from our Billy. If you get it early down, they're going to secure it as much as you can. Hook grabs that are not an issue for Wispy, but overheat is. Overheat is. They don't have their chainsaw to use, and now they've got to make the long march back towards the hook. Urushi would have called that out to the teammates. Now we can see Swatter going in, but no, he doubles back. He goes back on himself, and I'm sure he could have got in there and got the 1-for-1 trade. But instead, Sasua is going to die on that hook. The first chase is all they had in that game. They're going to leave an angry comment on Wispy's profile, but that's in the past. It's Swatter's time to loop the long wall.
Yeah, and this pallet is in fact gone earlier. No, never mind, it was the highlight that was getting hurt. Not actually gone from earlier. Low pro chain's very close there, but instead actually putting it pretty close by. Sees the filler pallet there. It's going to be taken to the F1. And yeah, that's 3 stages coming over to Sasha now. There is only 1 gen remaining, and there's no more real slowdown. However, Wispy is definitely playing for the end game here, so not particularly worried about that. Has the Noed. Urushi is going to be permanently exposed the entire time and killable as well. So Wispy's game plan here just seems to be get an early hook, camp it to death, and then, you know, profit in the end game. So but we'll have to see whether that pays dividends. Part 1 of the plan got pretty well so far.
Yes, they got the stages, but I think like the overheat was a big factor. They couldn't really get any more damage, any more pallets out of the way, apart from the one at Shack, while they were camping it out. And I can't help but feeling they're not going to be too satisfied with just 6 stages. It's a pretty decent result on Billy and an average one, but in the semi-finals you want a little bit more. Swatter almost headbutting the chainsaw there as I was describing the situation. Now heading towards the Z-Wall 1v1, doesn't even get to play on it. They go down straight away. Swatter's going to be caught that hook, and that gen should be popping. There it is. It goes straight away. No, it is active. Urushi, you better run and hide, because if you are found, you're going down straight away and you're going to be worried.
Yeah, there's a double-edged sword here. Obviously, you want to be a little risky. You have that Rancor at the end to give rough positioning to the survivors, you know, try and figure out where they are. It's very interesting. Urushi, the exposed one, is going to be one going for this save. If Wispy returns back to the hook, things could be disastrous. Unfortunately, doesn't quite have the same level of information. Instead, just going to be looking at it instead. No, it is still up, and not only the insta-down potential, but also that little bit of extra haste, especially when you're trying to deal with this Shack here. If you do end up finding a target to chase down, could be making all the difference. Definitely can sniff an Ada around here somewhere, wants to get that kill, but this could also just be a little bit of a fumble, because now I reckon the other exit gate's being relatively worked upon. Just doing the distance, yeah, that's going to be Swatter going to be working on it. And I mean, if you're going to if you're going to be giving anyone up, then I guess Swatter is the ideal one. Just give it over. Doesn't care. He's going to try and sprint all the way back to this exit gate over here, but still not getting caught out.
No, they're not going to get caught. I mean, it's not solo queue. These guys are on comms. They're going to be talking to each other and call out that the Hillbilly's coming back. Swatter then opens the exit gates, and I wonder if they're going to have been looking for the Noed just to help each other get out a little bit more. They can give up Swatter on the hook, and it's interesting to see how these survivors ones are going to actually play this, because Urushi needs to get near a door, and Wispy needs to find a survivor soon, otherwise they will eventually crawl themselves and edge towards the exit gate. Kenny gets hit with Noed, which isn't the worst thing in the world, and yeah, they're going to get picked up, and I think we're just going to get the 7 stages. If Urushi can make it all the way across the map, we saw them on that hill not too far away recently. Okay, they've made it. I'll stop talking. They've done it.
Yeah, and Rancor's the issue there. Urushi is exposed, and I mean, you're against the Billy anyway. It's not like you're able to do a clean 2-man save against that. You're just going to get insta-down and die. So 7 stages going to be required here for Wispy. Not the worst thing in the world, especially considering, I guess the Noah did eventually pay out in the end. Ken getting uncharacteristically caught out there right near the end of the game, and it has been a little bit of a problem. 7 stages, not eminently horrific, but not eminently beatable either.
Yeah, 7 stages is a pretty solid result on Hillbilly. It's very possible that Eonix could get more, though. We've seen in the past blunders happen, and you can get more than 7 stages, and that could take it straight to 2-0. Would be ending the night, and be waiting to next week losers finals and grand finals. But I believe Team Tremor on the Survivor side can prevent 7 stages from Eonix, and we'll get the Spirit tiebreak out. But that is all coming after a short break.
And now it is Eonix's turn. They're going to be on the killer this time. 7 stages are required by Tremor, so there's a decent, there's a decent line in this. It's not a totally unwinnable game. Interestingly enough, not going to be going for the Rancor, but instead going for the Pain Resonance, and something that can slow down the game a little bit more out the early game. Not going for the full endgame build that Wispy went for to get those 7 stages. So it's going to be a real meshing of strategies here, but now we already see the issue. Going to be struggling to find a survivor pretty quickly. Does have the Corrupt, so some early game slowdown. Not going to be a problem at all, but still really struggling. I think going to be finding someone by this shack, but that's going to be a pretty rough cell to have to chase into. But no one there.
No, nothing.
The survivor is just trying to outsell.
Yeah, it's a strategy that works every now and then in comp, and it seems to be doing the trick now. You saw Volga checking the locker at the start. But this isn't the worst thing, right? He's not got the chase build. He's got more of a defensive setup with Pain Res. Corrupt is doing its work now in ensuring he doesn't find any survivors. But yeah, a different kind of approach we saw to Wispy, and so we'll see which strategy works out better. And crucially, I just want to talk about Volga real quick while he is still looking for his first survivor. Volga played against Misery in the losers quarterfinals. In the round just before the losers quarterfinals. They played Singularity, Xenomorph, and Nemesis back to back against Team Misery, and sort of like outplayed Ducky, right? Who was a really good killer throughout the tournament, and managed to just put on better results than Ducky. A little bit due to the survivor side, as we said, they've got some experienced survivors, know what they're doing, and can help them out a little bit. But he outperformed Ducky, which is a really big thing. And the Corrupt is gone.
Yeah, so fully outstealth the Corrupt. All 2 minutes of it are going to be gone now. So fair play. Is eventually going to be finding Jar, and the Adam getting a little bit scary there. He's also going to be seeing Spider in the distance, so pressuring that out as well. Philip Pallet is going to call that with the low pro very quickly, but not able to get the hit off as you would so like. And yeah, I mean, I guess the Corrupt has just been entirely circumvented here by Tremor, so not bad at all. Injured coming out, Jar showing good discipline, not dropping the pallet, and be leaving it for later. Instead, we see another bit of a mind game going to be coming out of this setup here, but Volga realizes. Yeah, actually, just going to be holding W there. The most effective strategy in the game from Jar. We're going to be catching up very quickly. Is this a dead zone? Not quite. Still a pallet to work with into the snowplow as well. So no issues here. Playing this.
What? The pain!
Quentin jump scare? What?
No, Quentin from out of nowhere hits the deck and the flashlight. Not quite the angle. No Shadow on a Volga. They don't rely on it when they play Billy. Wispy from out of nowhere takes the sacrifice for Jar. The biggest get down, Mr. President, I've ever seen in the history of competitive Dead by Daylight. Quentin, the strongest survivor, puts a hook on and kind of saves Volga a little bit because they were having a rough time chasing Jar there. And now have found Ace out in the open. They curve this one right, they can get a hit, but no, doesn't quite play the mind game and abandons the chase onto Zaphis. And I'm going to hand back over to you, Edgar. If you calm down.
The Quentin jump scare lives in my dreams now. Going to be taken off the hook here. Has a little bit of borrowed time here, but this is not a particularly good pallet to be playing around. Definitely waited out here. Yeah, going to get dropped. Ooh, it not quite coming through there. More time is going to be bought here. Quentin able to, tank a chainsaw to the face like the hero that he is, but he's going to be struggling here against the big spiky.
Survivors are just popping out from out of nowhere. Guys, you're not trying to scare the killer, he's trying to scare you. They both go down. This is got to be scripted, right? These are paid actors, because Wispy jumped in front of the chainsaw and then took the strongest chase around the middest filler pallet I've ever seen. Ronnie just takes a hit for no apparent reason either. Wispy does get picked up, and I'm done. I'm leaving. Bye.
Okay, well, I guess I'm taking this solo now. Ronnie does get injured, so he's going to be chased out here. Still a decent bit to work with. This part that hasn't really been touched, but kind of fumbling the bag a little bit there. Not utilising the window before it can get bamboozled. Just going to be going down instead. So what was a slow start with Volga has very quickly turned into a comical series of 3 fresh hooks. So certainly not bad at all. Only 4 more going to need to tie up 5 more to win. 3 generators left, and yeah, this pain res has been getting some value in slowing this game down to a bit of a control. Not much progress being made on these gens whatsoever. And there's Wispy once again. There's still a pallet here, but Volga can afford to be a little patient here. Has the time to just kind of run through this one. Firecracker, and then also...
Whoa,
yeah, Adam, we saw you! We saw you get that.
Oh, you saw him, okay. This game has just got absolutely everything in it. I didn't see Adam in there. I thought he just randomly opened the locker and Jar was hiding. I'm so lost for words right now. I've got no idea what is going on. Let's break a pallet, Volga. Oh, no 180 spin. Not flexing, but a low pro lit.
Jar seems to just have some kind of romantic attachment to these lockers that we don't know about. So, like, fair play, I guess, whatever floats your boat. But in the meantime, going to be giving another hook stage over to Volga, and might even be keen to just camp this one out, might be keen to camp this one out till the last stage, get another one there. You have the Noed at the very end, which should be securing you at least a hook, if not maybe 2-3 stages if you're a little bit lucky with it. And yeah, you know these generators are particularly well progressed. Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit of hillbilly gaming right now. A little bit of Facebook counts coming along.
I mean, as comical as these games have been, it's also a pretty tragic way if Tremor do go out like this, because some big blunders there on the Survivor side. It looks like from us that they're throwing, but I'm sure they're trying as hard as they can to claw out a win and to make it to losers finals, but it's not working out right now. Volga with the Norders. Quentin hasn't got the legs to take him to the filler paddock. Wispy goes down, and that is going to be the 6th stage. Two more to go, and Volga would have won it for Eonix, and that's it. No spirit set.
Yeah, just a single hook stage. I think there were 3. I'm not sure about fresh hooks. I think there were 3 fresh hooks in the last round, so, you know, 1 more to tie, probably another one to just get this out, but you wouldn't really struggle here to get 2 stages. You have a lot of options available to you, especially with that unhook coming out. Now you know where another survivor is. You can tunnel Wispy out of the game to get that 7th. You can get the other survivor, might have been the ace, and if you do, you can certainly camp the ace out instead. It's a very rough day at the office right now for Tremor. And it's going to be the injured Renato instead. Not entirely sure how the same cap is gone.
This is a 50-50.
No, not with the low pro chains. Not with the chains. There's no 50-50 there.
No, you can like fake that you're going to drop it and then just keep them running and then try and dodge a chainsaw. It's a bit of a risky scenario you get, but decides to point on the pallet now because he's got Wispy there. But here's the thing, they've got 1 gen and they can only give up 2 stages for it. Wispy goes down, can't spot a Hillbilly coming out, and I think Zaphis knows it's the end for his team. Tremor have been sensational throughout this tournament. They've taken some big games off some top teams, but this is the end. Ronnie's stage will confirm it. That will be the 8 stages, so even if they complete all the gens, the second win condition is not met for Tremor. Eonix with a 2-0 victory over Tremor.
Yeah, and it's so sad as well because as we harped on a little bit, I think we need to understand that obviously while we can laugh at it as spectators, from the players, this must be a pretty horrific way to be going out. You know, you're Wispy, you're just kind of at a pallet, and then suddenly Billy just chainsaws you in the face, and you just can't get the momentum back. And it's like, oh, we've gone out of the tournament, and this is how we did it. It's a rough one, and so obviously, fair play here to Tremor. Then just have to try and reset the mental after this, but you know, that was Oh,
1v1, give us the 1v1. Yes! We're gonna get the 1v1 at Shaq. And I think hey, we started properly. There we go, here we go, Hillbilly 1v1. Come on, I wanna see a basement tackle or something like that. Here we go. Ace now. going through the window. We have Bamboozle, which means we can't quite bolt it because that would be illegal. Oh, but the no-ed, the worst 1v1 I've ever seen. Zaphis, what are you doing? But no, I do want to take this time while Zaphis goes on hook and has the rest of those stages whittled down to shout out these Tremor players, because this is the last we're going to see of them in the All Hallows League. I'm sure we're going to see more of them because they've been such a fantastic team. But Whiskey has been a star of this tournament. Great entertainment for the viewers, for us as well on the casting desk, and for a shout out of producers back home with some incredible performances. We had a 4K5 on Wraith on RPG. We had a 4K3 on Singularity against the same team on Dead Dog Saloon. We've had other amazing clutches and performances from Wispy. The survivors as well, Jar and Ronnie, have given us some fantastic chases, which have just been an absolute pleasure to watch. So well done to you, Tremor, but unfortunately that is it. You are out in 4th place, and it's Eonix going on to face Eternal in the losers final on November the 11th. It's a Saturday, and the winner of that will go back up into the winner's side to face Elysium in the grand finals.